Hey y'all, I'm going to do the next step of this epoxy project for the Battleship Texas. So let's take a look what we got going on. All right, this is a 3D printed print without supports, and it failed because the bottom's all jacked up. I should have used supports. I forgot to add them, and the top tower broke off. But this is just a sample of the other one that I resin printed. It's going to be sitting in here. This is wood from the battleship right here. And what I'm going to do before pouring the full deep cast, I have to pour a thin layer. So I got some epoxy whipped up right here. What I'm going to do is, this is a blue with turquoise and Caribbean, 3 different color pigments. I'm going to pour a thin layer right here on the bottom, because what I'd like to do, if I don't, let's just say this is the bottom of the board here. If I don't put a thin layer, this thing's going to sit directly on the bottom of the mold here. And that way, when I take this out of the mold and flip it upside down, this will be visible and on the very bottom. And I do not want that. I want the bottom of the boat hidden. So I'm going to put a real thin layer of epoxy of this color on the bottom. And then once it cures up, I will drop the other boat on top of it. So that way, that resin there will be cured down there. Then we'll have the boat above it sitting on top of it. Then I'll pour the next layer of blue colored epoxy. That way, the bottom of the other boat that I will put in here will not be on the very, very bottom down here. Because I know when I get done, you can see all these little specks. That's from when I sealed the wood. And I'm going to have to plane that down. And when I do that, I don't want to trim off the bottom of the boat. So I got to give it a layer up. And by doing that, I'll have the gap or the thickness, the space that I'm going to need to be able to plane this down to get this nice and smooth and all the same consistency. And then the bottom of the boat will not be damaged or touched or anything, because it'll be sitting on top of this layer. And then once that second layer goes, I'm going to let it cure, and then I'll pour a full deep cast clear, about yay much, because this next layer is going to be probably right in there. So above this stick here, up is going to be all clear. Here down is about to be this blue. There's going to be 2 layers of this blue. And I just wanted to do a video of pouring this thin layer here. So without further ado, let's pour it. I don't want to pour too much, because I want a very, very thin layer. And hopefully I have enough in this cup to give me that thin layer that I need. Yeah, I might have to pour it all out. Let's see. I'm just going to have to maneuver it around. Yeah, I don't have enough in this cup. That was 100 milliliters, or 8 ounces. I'm sorry, not 100. 240. That's what it says on the cup here. I'm going to pour this real quick, or pause the video real quick so I can scrape the rest of this out. Alright, got it all poured out. I scraped the cup and spread it as good as I can. Now I'm going to try to torch out the bubbles, and also by heating it up, see if it'll help spread a little bit more, because it'll be more fluid when it's hotter. And if not, I'm going to have to actually tilt the table. Well, the mold, not the table. It looks like it's spreading out pretty good though. And I think what I'm also going to do here is go get some white and pour it in here once this hardens up a little bit, to see if it will flow like I want to. Because if it does, I'm going to use it for crashing waves. But if it does not, it's going to get covered up with another layer anyway. So I'll set that down. It looks pretty good. And that's a nice little watercolor blue. I don't want a plain dark one, but this is nice. It's got a couple different colors in it. It's gonna be a nice little pigment. It's got blue, Caribbean, and turquoise. And it's good. Contrasts the wood pretty good. I like it. What do y'all think about it? Just imagine a little 3D ship model right there, because that's what's going to be in there. Well, there you have it. All right, I'm back. So the little thin blue layer of epoxy I put down, gummed up a little bit, and I whipped up some pearl, just a little bit, kind of translucent, just to make it look like waves. So I'm going to try to set this camera up real quick, and watch me pour right into here. And I'm also going to try and use a heat gun, push the white around to make it look like waves. So here is the pearl. I'm going to give it one good last mix up real quick. And then I'm just going to pour a little bit out. I know I don't have an actual ship here, but I'm just going to kind of see if I could play with it a little bit. It's probably going to be like right in here somewhere. Maybe I should let the blue sit up a little bit more. Well, this is kind of good though. It gives me a little layer for the bottom. Helps thicken this up a little some. That kind of looks cool on its own right there. The white is sinking a little bit because I guess the blue's not thick enough. Anyway, we're gonna get the rest of that out real quick. Push it off the stick. Drip, drip, drop. Alright, now I've used all the epoxy. I will stick this over here. And I will now use the heat gun to push it around to see if I can get it to mimic waves crashing. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to try a different tactic for the next layer. There we go. That's what I want to see right there. It's just like sinking, like creating a crevice and going back in there. I wonder if I should heat up the area around it. See if that push. Yeah, it sank. Yeah, it kind of looks cool. You can tell it sank down a little bit. I need to lay off that because I started seeing it smoking. I don't know if you can tell, but that's burning. I don't want to burn it. It kind of, I mean, if there was a ship in there, you could probably tell that it was like waves crashing. Maybe I should use a blow dryer. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to pause the video, go get a blow dryer. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with the blow dryer. I'm going to try to use it to push waves, and let's see what that looks like. Well, kind of. Alright, well, got that pushed out now. Let me show you what it looks like from... So I think maybe I'll just let it set up a little bit longer before I put white on there. That way the white doesn't go into the blue and try to sink. That's kind of cool though, a little design, how I like pushed it around and kind of does like little waves in there and stuff, you see. Pretty neat. I kind of like it. So what do you think?